Hello students and welcome to your English language class. I hope you all are doing well. Dear students, today in this video we'll be learning about literary devices. Now what are literary devices? A literary device is a technique or a tool which may be used by a writer to give a special effect to his writing. A writer may use the literary devices to connect more strongly with the readers. A literary device may be used to emphasize. Whenever a writer wants to put more emphasis or to stress on his ideas, he may use these literary devices or to embellish. What do you mean by embellish? To make it more beautiful and attractive. Strengthen, to make it more prominent. And clarity means to convey the ideas or messages clearly. These are the 8 basic fundamental literary devices that we have. First is simile, second is metaphor, third is alliteration, fourth is repetition, fifth is personification, sixth is allusion, seventh is imagery, and eighth is irony. Now let us know about the first literary device, simile. Simile is an analogy or comparison implied by using words such as like or as. For example, the baby is as cute as a button. When you are comparing two things by using words such as like or as, that will be known as simile. Another example is he fought like a lion. So these are similes. Here are some more examples for similes. Now the next literary device that we have is metaphor. Metaphor is a comparison or analogy stated in such a way as to imply that one object is other one, figuratively speak. The words like or as are not used here. For example, life is an open book. Now we are not comparing life with an open book, we are saying that life is an open book. So you see the difference between simile and metaphor is by not using the words like or as. Here are some examples of metaphors which you can go through. Here's our next literary device, alliteration. Now what is alliteration? Alliteration is having the same sound at the beginning of words. Now alliteration means beginning several words with the same consonant or vowel sound. Alliteration is often used in poetry and also in making catchy names. Just like this tongue twister, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Now examples all around us. Now as you can see in this picture, you have Bugs Bunny, Dunkin' Donuts, The Ninth Nugget, Dungeons and Dragons. Now you see the words like Bugs Bunny, you both the words have the same sound, B or B. Now the next little device is repetition. Repetition means repeating a word or a phrase or a sentence. It in both prose and poetry. Poets often repeat stanzas, lines, words or phrases to create a magical effect. For example, run, run, run as fast as you can. Next we have is personification. Personification is a figure of speech in which a thing, an idea or an animal is given human attributes. For example, the angry cloud glared down from the sky. Now the cloud has been given a human emotion, anger. And the next example is my phone died. Now when was my phone alive? Obviously my phone was never alive, but that's a figure of speech. We are comparing the phone as a person. So my phone died. The next literary device that we have is allusion. What is allusion? Beta, keep in mind it's not illusion, it is a reference to a historical figure of significance. Allusion is often used to state complex ideas in simple ways. When you are comparing something from the past with the present. Now here's an example. Like Achilles, as you know, who was invincible except in his heel. When we refer to a person's Achilles heel, we are talking about their weakness. Example, I've been doing really well on my diet, but chocolate is my Achilles heel. Some other common examples are he's a modern day Newton, means he's really smart. Here, there, Romeo means a boy who's charming or romantic in nature. So, these are the common examples for the literary device allusion. Now, the next literary device we have is imagery. Now, what is imagery? When an author uses descriptive language that helps the reader better understand what is happening. Imagery can mean helping to make an image in the mind, but it can have other senses. When the author tries to make a mental image of whatever he wants to express through his words, that literary device will be known as imagery. Now, these are some examples for imagery. Description using the senses, like we can simply say it was sunny, but if we want to describe it, then we can say the sunlight filled the fields with golden rays. Now, this will beautify the simple sentence, it was sunny. Slammed shut, echoing through the entire house. Next literary device we have is irony. Now, let us know about irony. When audience knows something and the characters do not, that becomes the dramatic irony. When a situation is a reversal of what you would expect to happen, that becomes situational irony. And when the speaker says something and they mean the opposite, it becomes the verbal irony. So you see, there are three kinds of irony that we have: dramatic irony, situational irony, and verbal irony that can be used as your literary devices. Now, here's an example for dramatic irony. Juliet fakes her death and she is only sleeping. The audience knows she is not dead, but Romeo thinks she is dead. Now, what is situational irony? When the opposite of what is expected happens. Some examples are a fireman's house burning down. Now, we don't expect a fireman's house to burn down. A math teacher forgetting how to count. A helmet blocking your vision causes you to get hurt. Now let us know about verbal irony. This kind of irony is often discounted or debated because most examples are sarcasm, and some people feel that sarcasm isn't the same as irony. Verbal irony is when you say something and you mean the opposite. Like, for example, if I say, "Can you hold the cup for me? It's too hot." I mean, I'm unable to hold the cup because it's hot, and I'm expecting that maybe you can hold it for me. So, that is kind of irony because you are also a human and it will be similarly hot for you. So, I hope you all have understood the concept of literary devices as I've explained in this video. About literary devices, here is your homework. You have to write 3 examples for all the literary devices that we have discussed in this video, and you have to submit your homework in the group, and you can ask me your doubts if you have got any in the group itself, and you have to submit your homework positively by 5 o'clock tomorrow. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video.